Oh! Don't let those sounds make you feel like we don't enjoy it.
Get me out of here!
Oh, okay, holy cow. I fell asleep for a bit there. Connie, I'm so sorry. I fell asleep for like a half an hour. Okay. Oh God. See, I gotta brush this off again. Connie's always got a better
That's a chick right there.
Welcome to our episode of Chillin' with Chefs. It's a fun podcast. We're super excited to have you.
Those are some goosebumps.
Do I have goosebumps already?
Yeah, you do.
Oh, that's good.
Well, we are really excited to have our friend Jessica on the show with us today. Jessica and I met you just reminded me, back in 2017 at a Lululemon yoga retreat in Hana, Hawaii.
Yeah. I remember that was the one I wasn't invited to.
You missed out because it was amazing.
I know, I was so jealous.
But we did have this like crazy event that we were doing the day that the yoga retreat started, which was why I was late, and I had to abandon John.
Yeah, it was a hard one. It was like a catering for 200 and some people off-site. I remember Connie stayed for like the first part of the appetizer, and then she was, I'm going to my yoga retreat.
And then I slept overnight in an airport to make it on time.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Yeah. Okay, Jessica, I just want to read your bio, and then we'll head into the sauna just so we can tell everyone how awesome you are.
And you could freeze while she does it.
I know, I feel like this is all part of the master plan. I can do my bio really short. Manitoba girl, city slicker, or farm girl turned city slicker, lived in Calgary almost 18 years. I love this city. I speak, I coach, we run an awesome charity, and I love this community. Does that wrap it up?
Is that good, Dave? Yeah?
That
was great.
Okay.
I hate, like when you read the thing. Also, Calgary top 40 under 40. You were top 40 under 40.
Yeah, we were top 4. I squeezed in there somehow. I think Connie said if you pick me, you gotta pick John too.
I love it.
I mean, you're also an author.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You wrote a book called Bring the Joy.
Yeah.
And then you've also won lots of awards.
You can Google it if you want to know what it was.
Lots of awards, yeah. For philanthropy.
And where can people find you? What's your website?
Jessica Janzen, JanzenJanzen.ca. They can find me on social, LinkedIn, and Instagram are my 2 favorite platforms to be on.
All with your name.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well,
and
that's
we'll repeat
nice and
that
easy.
at the end of the show too.
That's amazing.
Okay, let's get in the sauna then.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Come on in. If that gets too hot.
I'm thinking it already is. I'm going to get 3rd-degree burn from my necklace.
Yeah, the necklaces are the worst.
Can you help? Yes, help me.
Help her.
I'm poor.
She's struggling.
So Jessica, I mean, we did talk a little bit about your bio out by the fire, but you've done a lot of things. And I know you used to work in the corporate world.
Yeah.
And then I actually think before I met you in Hawaii, I went to a spin class that you taught. So you were a fitness instructor. Mm-hmm. Now you're a motivational speaker. And
an author.
And we want to know, tell us about all the changes.
Yeah, how did you become a motivational speaker?
I just told this story right before I drove here at my last call, and it was so funny. I was saying that 6 months before I had my 2nd child, I was going for a walk with my mom. I was pregnant. I was like, Mom, I really just want to be a speaker. And Mom's like, well, Jessica, with speakers, and my mom is like the kindest, most amazing person. So just hear the story with that lens, because she's my biggest cheerleader. But she's like, motivational speakers, they've gone to the moon, or they've won an Olympic gold medal, they've climbed Mount Everest. And she's like, what would you speak on? Why would people listen to you? And then 6 months later, my son gets the diagnosis of spinal muscular atrophy. It's a rare genetic disease. He was 2 months old at the time. Doctors are like, no hope, no cure, no treatment, death before his 1st birthday. And obviously, if you have children, that's the worst news. And you're like, no, they got to be wrong. They can't be right. And we obviously hoped that they were wrong, but we did everything we could, and ultimately was to keep our son comfortable until he passed. And obviously you have to make really difficult decisions. And in our heart, I had this nudge that no matter what, we just have to bring the joy. And we were walking the back of the track at the Alberta Children's Hospital. It faces west. It's this beautiful facility. We're so fortunate to have it in Calgary. And I remember walking the track and like having this nudge, and I go to my husband, we call him Hot Ronnie. He is really hot.
Yeah, I know. I read that. I read that on your website, Hot Ronnie.
Yes, and I mean, like, what guy does not want to be called Hot John, Hot Ronnie? Like,
I'll be
in
talking
your book,
to my wife.
You dedicate an entire chapter to how he got that name.
Yes, yes.
And I loved it. It was awesome.
and it's so funny because he's also in the restaurant biz, but he'll be making a sandwich, and people are like, "Oh my gosh, Hot Ronnie's making my sandwich."
Oh yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but John, I don't know if you know that you guys are also restaurateurs.
Yes.
Yes.
I would like to say I wish I was more part of the business. I just insert myself as the nosy wife who likes to give her opinion, but he does all of the work with his business partners.
Yeah, and so it's Chachi's,
DeVille coffee, Analog coffee, and Hula Poke.
Oh, great.
I'm having hula tonight.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go. Why do you know that you're already having it?
Because I like to pre-plan everything that I eat.
I was like,
I'm always thinking
love
about
it.
the next meal as I'm eating the current meal.
That's a true chef at heart. You're like, I'm not even, so we're in the restaurant business. And so I turned to my husband, I was like, we're just going to bring the joy to our son, Lewis's journey. And he was like, are you on crack? Like, what are you talking about? Like, our kid's dying. And I was just like, I just remembered this perspective shift for me. I was like, if that was me and you can't talk and you can't move, like, what would you want it to feel like? And I think you can sense when you walk into a restaurant, you're like, ooh, this is a tough night. Like, we got some tough shit going on. To when you're like, man, we're rocking and it's humming. And I just wanted the energy in our son's room to be as joyful as possible. Because it was like, if this is all he does have, you're still holding hope that the doctors are totally insane and wrong. I'm like, let's make it as best as possible. And so that was our journey until he passed. We got to experience many areas of the Alberta Children's Hospital, ICU, Unit 3, like in and out, and then obviously end of life care at Rotary Flames, which I didn't even know we had a children's hospice, which is like, wow, shit, like that's crazy that we have that. And so Lewiston passes, we are approaching what would be his first birthday. He's not here to celebrate it, and it's like, what do you want to do? And I always tell this story, I just wanted to write a check for 10 grand to thank the hospital for like how amazing they were. I was just like, man, like I want a family who's going through our experience that like every service, every program, every piece of equipment we needed, they had. At one point, and I won't say which doctor it was because she's like, I could really get fired for this, but I have a video and I've never shown it, but a team of people are bringing over a lazy boy chair from one building to the next in the middle of the night, in the middle of a snowstorm, because the chair that we had in the room, it was too high, so we couldn't hold him because he needed to be super flat, but we wanted to hold him. And I was just like, I just want like the things that other people need for them to have that available to them without being like, oh, we don't have that, or oh, we can't make that work. And so we hosted a birthday party. The goal was 10 grand. We couldn't write the check personally. As you know, as restaurateurs, as quickly as the money comes in, it can often go out. So we hosted this party. We raised 42 grand in one night.
Oh, wow.
That's incredible.
And I mean, to fast forward the story, it snowballed into just over $3 million. Over 734,000 has been plugged back into Alberta Children's Hospital, which we're super proud of, being from Calgary and having more kids that we know will have to frequent it. And in that, I had left my corporate job. I was at Jugo Juice, another large Canadian franchisor, doing operations for them. And then I took a corporate job because I thought I wanted the CEO, like, climb this Fortune 500 company. And I saw a horrible culture, which again is symptomatic of like how we treat people and what that energy is like. And I was like, man, I could either like sleep my way to the top, I could totally like ruin my marriage, or I could just try and figure this out on my own. And in doing that, you know, I have my children, and then our son gets sick. And so I've always wanted to share a message of like living your life to the fullest, essentially. And I definitely have a story to go with it. I didn't climb Mount Everest, definitely haven't won an Olympic gold, and will probably never fly to the moon. I was like, you never know, because crazier things have happened. But
We have Mars now.
there you go. I didn't even know that was an option.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So that's
Space tourism. It's
yeah,
huge.
Yeah. So I'm passionate about people, and I'm really passionate about how helping them become the best version. And I think one of my superpowers is just being able to share vulnerably, like where I've messed up, where I've missed the mark, but then also showing people that it's possible. And there's nothing crazy or special about me. I moved here with $300 in my pocket, not knowing more than 2 people in this city. And it's just been about like going all in and putting in the work.
Yeah, from Farmtown, Manitoba. We're right next door. I was in Farmtown, Saskatchewan.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
My nostrils are burning on the inside. Like,
Yeah.
I will not.
If it gets too hot, you can.
I always, you breathe out of your, usually breathe out of your mouth.
Is that it? As my nose ring is like giving me 3rd-degree burn
Yeah,
on the
no,
inside.
for sure. It gets a little hot. I mean, we're almost, it's like 170-ish now. It's almost at the right temperature. It's going to get a little hotter. Yeah, I mean, I remember when, because in Saskatchewan, a drinking age was 19, but then if we just sneaked over to like Brandon, not even Winnipeg, but
That's Brandon. Oh, that's a
It's 18.
Yeah.
It's 18.
Get it.
Well, there used to be a skateboard park there when I was a kid. Like, it was like, and I was a skater, so it was a pretty
You still skateboard?
I still have skateboards. I tried to get both my daughters skating, but
nice.
they don't do it. They don't do it. But
Maybe not yet.
Yeah.
You never know.
Again, I'm all about that. Like, musical instruments all around the house. One day they'll pick it up and they'll want to learn. They play piano, but I got electric guitars, I got everything, because I'm hoping the same thing with the skateboard. I hope one day they're just going to say, you know what? I want to start skating.
Just make it accessible to them.
That's it.
There you go.
So just tell us, what is the favorite, I would say,
That was
like,
unnecessary.
Oh, but to me, it's like a warm blanket of a hugging
I'm
comfort.
like, mind over matter, mind over matter. You can do hard things. You can do hard things.
If you need a break,
No, I will not break.
We will not think any less of you. But if you
other
do-
people have taken breaks.
and as
It's
soon as
okay.
they step
I'm not
out,
other people, Connie. I am not other people.
as soon as they step out, we promise we will not make fun of you.
Careful. Okay, it's fine. I'm here for
Secretly.
it. But just easy on the water, boss. All right.
Okay, I'll do my half. I'll do half ones like that, like little ones, little teeny ones,
Okay, teeny tiny.
just for the sound effects, like the ones like that. I love them, guys. Just for that.
Okay, question.
Okay, sorry. Tell us about maybe it's like the favorite motivational speech you've given, or your favorite event that you've ever spoken at.
Yeah. What is a highlight event? Like, tell us a crazy one.
You know what? I'll share this one because it just happened last week, and I took a really bold risk. So I just brought in my first full-time team member, which is a huge deal as a small business owner, where you're like, I'm now responsible for somebody's mortgage and their kids'
Yeah.
welfare.
That's a heavy one. That's
Yeah,
heavy.
yeah. I was
What do
like,
they do?
They do everything. It's like the question is, what don't they do? So her title is Director of Operations. I think people think she's my assistant because, like, before keynote, she's like checking my teeth, getting me my tea, making sure, like, all those little things. So
That's what I do for Connie.
yeah, right? Are our teeth good? Like, are we?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's always showing me her teeth. Like,
She's
seriously,
always
like right
smiling.
before you walked in, she's like, "I don't like teeth. Is my teeth good?"
I did. Then the car is like, hey, just make sure you got it. So she does it all, and that's like in small business. It's like 1 minute you're cleaning up a garage from an event, and the next minute, she's working on business development and taking care of emails. And I mean, she's amazing. And I have an incredible virtual assistant that's been with me for 6 years. When I was like, man, $300 to pay someone a month was scary.
Do they live in Calgary?
They're in Airdrie,
Okay.
and she's been with me. I mean, we've weathered a lot of storms, so
Yeah.
it's been a neat journey that way.
John and I have talked about having a virtual assistant. I know you can hire them from all over the world. Yeah.
There's something to be said about knowing your own city and knowing like that pulse. And I think the next thing would be is to have someone like a full-time assistant, just be like to manage all the pieces. And my schedule is full. I don't say busy, it's full. And so to manage all of these things, you need great people and you need to outsource as much as you can so you're not in the weeds. And that's how I've been doing more. I'm getting cold here. Yeah, it's good. I don't know why I put makeup on for this because like none of it's going to be on by the end of it.
It's okay. Mine's melting off too.
I know I was going to mention that. But my favorite keynote, it's just because it's most recent and I took a big risk. It was the biggest crowd that I'd done in a really long time. Again, as a keynote speaker, you can be in, grand ballrooms and you can be in, dimly lit rooms with burnt out light bulbs and tables. My whole thing is like whether it's 2 or it's 2,000 is to deliver a message where they can take something away, see themselves in it and gain some tools. So I just did the Edmonton, it's called the NCTCA Teachers Convention. So it's Edmonton surrounding area. So as far as like Hinton and all those surrounding areas.
Oh, wow.
And I told Jen, I was like, the night before, I was like, I think I have like a framework, but then you change out stories and interject things. I said, I think I want to tell the story about me sharding my pants.
That's a big one. You know what? Like, I could just feel the amount of pressure that coming to the realization that I'm going to tell it.
Well, and Jen was really,
Oh, Connie, stop pretending.
we've all done it at some point. Now I'm celiac, so I think it probably happens a little bit more often than
I have IBS, so I feel you.
Oh, so you know me. I had someone come up to me at the end of it who had IBS, and they're like, I've never been to a more relatable keynote. I started with that. And I was just like, then this is for you, John. This is for you. I think his name was John. So long story short, I share this story about me sharding right before a keynote, almost sharding. And the worst part is when I was in the session, I went to the bathrooms, and they're these now universal bathrooms. So like no protection from, judgment of others. It's like everyone is in there. Like you don't just have like a gross girl code where you could have girl code. Where like it's just like for the world to know. And when I went in there, it was totally fine. They were still in session. I spent more time in there than I care to admit. And so when I opened up the door and the waft of what had happened, and I looked to my left, and I was like, in my head, I was like, fuck me and fuck the person that has to come into this last stall. Because you couldn't hide it. I didn't have a perfume. I didn't have perfume or my purse or.
Yeah, be proud.
No, and then you go on stage 3 minutes later.
Whatever. You left your mark.
Oh, I did. I
Move on.
Yeah. So,
Good job. Good job. You left your scent, and you're moving on.
Yeah. So I think that, like, in terms of favorite, the audience was so receptive to having fun, and it didn't feel like this corporate stiff, which often I love corporate because I love when people pin you into a box, and like you get to break that mold for them as you share your stories and share your experiences. But I was like, you know what? We're just gonna rip this Band-Aid off right now.
You told it right at the start.
Right, like within 3 minutes of my feet hitting the stage. And I thank the teachers for what they do because they're freaking saints. And I was like, I lasted 2 hours in my daughter's classroom last year, and I will never volunteer again.
I hear you.
It's insane.
It's too much.
It is. She has
Hurts my brain.
20
My brain ain't that big.
26 boys and then only 8 girls. Like you do it's a lot. So that was probably my most memorable. I mean, I'm always so grateful going to the room because every time I finish a keynote, like I'm not the only person that's walked through death or through a hard thing or through loss. Like you losing, family members. It was your mom. Yeah, I remember watching that. And I always say my rule of thumb is like never compare cards. Like I wouldn't compare your restaurant opening to our restaurant opening. Like they're just totally different. Hard is hard, and that's always my ask of the audience. And so this is one of the ways I do that, and just to meet people and to say, hey, you're seen. And I love that I get to hold space and have hard conversations that many companies or cultures don't know how to or scared to because they don't want to hurt people's feelings. And so I take great pleasure and great honor in being able to be in that hard space, but then also seeing them through it. So I always tell them, I'm like, I'm going to take you on a roller coaster. I'll take you to depths of despair, but I promise to leave you.
Bring it back up.
Yeah. So that's what we do.
So I also read that since this, we really want to touch on the mental health piece. We're all dealing with some form of it, whether it be ourselves personally or family members. And I wanted to dive in more to your focus on it because you had 5 points to touch on mental health, and then I was gonna, but do you have those 5 points?
Man, I mean, it depends on which day we're talking about.
Okay.
Am I luteal phase, or are we just?
Any points for me? Just help me, okay? Because I need some help, big time.
And don't we all? I mean, to help, why don't you go to Steven Steiner?
I mean, again, it's about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? That's
like that heat wave.
Yeah, like it's like pain, but we got to fucking bear through it to be able to hear the 5 points you're going to touch on about mental health.
Yeah, I love this. I just finished a new keynote and I tested it with this audience. It's called Better Because of You. And I think it is like a platform and a vehicle. And I always say, I don't want to just focus on my mental health. I want to focus on brain health. So in my journey, and the reason why a lot of people say I'm a mental health advocate, and I think we all should be because we're all walking hard roads. Everyone's different. But I had attempted suicide in grade 11, feeling worthless, useless, didn't fit in, didn't know where I sat. And that story brings up lots of shame, and I come from an amazing family. Like, there was no, you know, early childhood trauma to my knowledge of, like...
No blame.
No, like, my parents were awesome. I grew up on this farm. We worked hard. We did things as a family. And, like, my biggest hardship was that my cake had wheat in it because it was in August during harvest. So I was like... and my friends were busy because it was summertime. Like, I had a pretty good childhood. And so I'm passionate about sharing that, because when it looks like on paper everything should be good, but you don't have that visible scar that's like, oh, I broke my elbow, or like I'm going for heart surgery, or you know, those things that are very visible. Mental health is so invisible. How do you create a safe space for that conversation? And so to tell people, I may look like the most joyful person you meet, but like every day I'm fucking fighting for this, and it doesn't stop. And I always start with is find your blueprint. And what I mean by that is like figure out your brain wiring, figuring out your chemistry, figuring out your hormones, figuring out how you're fueling your body and what works for you.
Do you do that with professional help?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's both. I joke because I did a psych ed assessment because my doctor's like, no, you're fine. Like, your ADHD isn't bad at all. And I was like, no, like, I literally am paying people. I pay friends to babysit me because I can't stay focused, even on medication. And I was like, what is going on? And it was a big investment. Small business owners don't have, like, you know, all the cushy benefits of a corporate job. And so I did this psych ed assessment. It's almost a $4,000 investment, but in it, we also found out that I was dyslexic. And so where I was beating myself up,
Welcome to my world.
right? Like, I feel like we've just gone another level deep. So pour some more on. Yeah.
Fortunately, I mean, you were a late diagnosis. I was diagnosed at 9 with a learning disability, dyslexia, and ADHD, but it was ADD then.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's fucking rough, man, being told
We like to call it a learning superpower now.
And it is, but like ADD was like Ritalin and the boys in the trailer park.
Yeah,
it's only for those guys. It wasn't like, oh, hey, this is how you're wired, and we just have to figure out like what connects your wires better so you can learn. So I talk about finding your blueprint. I really talk about focusing on not just mental health, but it's brain health, because your brain consumes 25 to 30% of what you fuel it with, what you put in. Which I know you guys are big, like your chefs, but you're like conscious of what you're putting into your body.
Yeah.
Not to say that you can't have a glass of wine, or you know, can't have.
I can't.
Okay.
I'm an alcoholic.
So then,
I'm
just saying. I'm an alcoholic. My name's John Jackson. I am here today to admit I got a bad relationship with alcohol. I cannot have a glass of wine.
so don't offer them wine, people.
Yeah.
Don't offer me wine. Shame. You should know. Go ahead. But I love other people drinking. It's so much fun.
Well,
because then I can be myself.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
And they usually do really dumb shit.
Yeah, it's so much. And I retain it all.
Yeah.
And then I just file that away.
John reminds me.
Yeah.
We're at 21 minutes. Could we pick up this as like part two?
Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready for
We usually end at 15, so
Yeah, let's go for
Let's
it.
Can you just recognize how long I've stayed in your...
Yeah.
high five.
Well, because it was so interesting. I didn't want it to end. I'm scared.
Oh, I popped a strap. Wow, we getting frisky, John. Okay, get me out of this hellhole.
Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, I'm setting a timer for Jen so she knows.
Thank you. Here we go. Oh, my Jesus.
Oh, she just jumped right in. Okay. Good.
Okay, so in the
So we're
cold plunge, we like
gonna
to
do quick fire.
questions.
Okay, ready?
Go.
Okay, so pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Sometimes.
Okay, Connie or John?
Connie,
What the fuck?
Favorite chocolate bar?
it's Sweet Georgia Browns from Purdy's. It's not a chocolate bar.
Okay.
Browns.
On a hot dog, ketchup or mustard?
Only ketchup.
All right.
Favorite city to travel to?
New York, because it's the first thing that came to mind, and my husband have so many amazing memories.
Favorite restaurant to eat in outside of Calgary?
Oh, Josephine's in Austin, Texas.
Oh, that's a
amazing
good one.
food.
Oh.
And Jeffrey's.
Is
the
it
one beside
barbecue?
No, it's just like this quaint little, it's amazing little spot. Best like mocktails. It's amazing.
Okay, sauna or cold plunge?
Oh, cold plunge all day long.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna just, I think we're just gonna chill out and sit in here for a few, because this quick fire.
I'm breaking a world record today. Did she start the freaking timer?
Oh.
She didn't start the timer!
But your timer's going on the video.
Okay.
Okay, I can't even see.
I can't see that.
Hi, John's here.
I think I accidentally knocked it off.
Oh, son of a...
Can you guys see that?
No!
Oh no, I didn't bring my glasses.
Oh,
fuck, I can't see anything.
Okay, I think it says
How many minutes on mine?
1 minute 44.
Oh, I could be in here for another hour. Okay.
Your rapid fire is not really that rapid fire.
No, well, you see.
So, do you want me to do rapid fire?
Okay, yeah. You do one for us.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Favorite color is for you.
Black.
Pink.
Okay. If you had to make dinner for the president, what would you make?
McDonald's version hamburger.
Connie?
What would I make for the president?
3, 2.
Chocolate mousse.
Okay.
Random.
You get nothing else, Donald Trump, but chocolate mousse.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, this feels great. Doesn't it feel good? Get your shoulders down in there.
Oh, I'm all.
Yeah, well you
I'm
weren't.
all.
You wasn't.
Well, because I was scared I was gonna have to lift you out. Like some of the other guests, that's the first thing I had to do is help them out.
We might be going for 5 here.
Yeah.
I could do 5. I mean, it's been.
So you cold plunge before?
I have, and I actually have, my husband has gotten really good at it. We do it in our bathtub sometimes, but our bathtub's so small we'd like to hang out of it. We had a cold plunge, but it was like one of those cheap ones you get on Amazon, and eventually it was just like, okay, this thing's a piece. But what I realized is so much of it is like the mindset thing.
Totally.
And then if you do the Hoffman thing with the breathing, because it's about controlling your heart rate so you don't die.
Yeah, my heart rate drops pretty low.
It gets really low, scary low.
Yeah.
The other thing is that I'll play like a mental game. I'm like, if you stay in here, you could win $1 million. So you will stay in here. Like,
I mean, this is year 6 now, and I'm pretty like I remember we used to shiver when we first got in, and now it's just like slip in and a normal conversation.
And we used to do it without the sauna. The sauna
No
is
sauna.
new.
Sauna. Well, it's not. It's 2 years. 2 years now.
thank gosh.
But yeah, because we would just walk outside and we'd be standing outside, and then we'd go inside after 15 minutes of being outside, and then we just sit by the fire.
Yeah.
So now what I do is I cold plunge, I work out, and I actually sauna at night before I go to bed.
Yeah, and then you have the best sleep of your life.
I have great sleeps.
Yeah.
And yeah, I usually do like a hot yoga, like a 20-minute, and then I do like a 10-15 minute.
That's why you
sauna
have the
after.
body of a goddess.
Well, you should have seen me a few years ago.
I have seen you on Instagram, and I saw you in real life, and you have a tan.
Yeah, well, you know, I gotta take care of this temple. Right?
Yeah.
We have many spray tan stories as well.
Yeah.
Okay, this is my last rapid fire question for you.
Okay.
You win $10,000.
Yeah.
You have to give it away.
Okay.
What do you do with it?
Give it to Connie.
Okay. What about you do?
Connie!
Ah!
What the fuck? Give it back to me!
You know what? Like I want to say a charity, but to be honest, I've been thinking about my dad a lot lately and how he like unfortunately didn't save for retirement, and so I'd probably
Give it to your
a
dad.
lot to my dad.
I love
Okay, I give mine to your dad too.
that. Here we go.
Okay, what are we at?
I can't read that. Can you?
We are, I think it says 4 minutes 59. Yeah, we're at 5 minutes.
Okay, let's get out.
We're getting out?
Yeah, show her how to get out, Connie.
Okay.
How the hell?
So you prop one leg up here.
Oh shit. Okay.
And then like kind of do
and then you
with
push your butt.
triceps.
I might need help because I fractured my elbow,
Okay,
so
I
this
will
could be a fun one.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Lord Jesus. Hang on, I'm there. This should make for some great content, guys.
It's gonna be good. This is good shit.
The only just for my
you're good.
elbow.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
And now, this feeling,
Son of a nut.
the best.
Give me the fuck in the sound of my butt.
That was a long plunge. 5 minutes.
Okay, so now we're getting nice and warmed up.
Okay.
Connie, let's dive into it.
Hot topics.
I'm gonna warm you guys up.
Well, I can't wait.
Okay. Jess, tell us how you start your day and what an average day looks like for you.
I have no average day. I think, you know, as like small business owners, because you are like, you're accounting and you're marketing and you're working in and on the business cake with this thing. Just easy does it because my nostrils are. It hurts.
I'm trying to heat you.
No, we are getting hot. I would say The one thing that would stay consistent for the majority is I always start my morning with like a hot cup of coffee. On days when I'm like really dialed, I'll drink like a glass of lemon water and all of that. But
Turmeric?
no, just like lemon, super simple. I think we were talking earlier about like finding your blueprint, and like I don't try to overcomplicate things, and because I travel for work, I try to keep it as simple as possible. And then my favorite is if I have a morning where I'm on and I'm dialed, I take time in the morning to sit by my fireplace, and I'll do journaling, I do gratitude, I try to like read something from a business book, I pray. That's like really important. My faith is like a huge thing for me, and so that is like the ideal start to a morning. And then some mornings, so 2 days a week, my husband's amazing. He gets our kids to school, and I go to a gym. We're talking about like what I do for working out. I go to a place called Eon here in town, and so I'll do that 2 days a week. And then it's like,
What kind of stuff do you do at the gym?
well, so I also work out at Church Fitness, and that's like a weight class. I also do hot yoga at Hot Shop, and I also have stuff.
Hot yoga.
It is so good, sorry. And then I work out in my basement too. Like we have like a treadmill and free weights and a bench and a bike, and I used to teach fitness. And then sometimes it's like hotel workouts, which are just like in the hotel gym. So what I found is like, I'm pretty in tune, like, hey, what's my body need? I think now, like, too, as females, like, I never used to lift as much weight as I do now, compared to, like, I was like, cardio.
Yeah, me too. Man, Connie got me lifting. Then I got big plates now.
And you look good, and don't you feel strong?
I never used to have, I mean, I got like I never had anything. Well, my legs have always been, but my arms are getting bigger. Yeah, I never did. I was all cardio too. But,
and I think like just like that we know more. There's more research now. Like creatine, like I thought creatine was the devil, and now I just order creatine, and I was like, now apparently I need creatine.
I hear it's really important for women to have creatine now.
Well, but you have to be careful with it, because I just went to the doctor, just got blood work done, and
Too much
if
creatine.
you take too much creatine and protein, it can throw off your kidneys. And I was taking it every single day, multiple times a day. So I need to dial it back a bit.
Dial it back.
Yeah.
Dial it back.
I mean, that is also the thing, because I also, when like with working out and routines, like you can watch social media and do I need creatine? Oh, I'm like, how many grams of protein? And that's a thing for me where it's like, and people are like, you have to do this and you have to do that. And so like really being secure with like, what do I know works? My life is also very different from a lot of people. And I know my wiring. And so a typical day is never typical. I'm fortunate. I work from home. It has its blessings and its curses. And like I have my little guy, like I'm on the phone with a coaching client. She's a big executive in oil and gas firm, and I don't have even doors. I'm in this loft office, and I have my headphones in, so it's a private call. And he like walks up, and then he's like this. He's like, and I'm like trying to sit big so I can block the camera from him, and so it's great. And then some days I'm like on the road and I'm gone super early, and other days it's like I can wrap up early. And for me, that works into my business because I love the flexibility and freedom of it. So it's good. It's fun.
Do you have a mentor?
I do. I have a few. I'm really fortunate that way. I moved to Calgary in 2006, and in 2007 I took a leadership course project through our church, and a guy by the name of Roger Lang, I write about him in my book. He's like a consultant. He just like, I think he saw like the parts of me and like me trying to figure it out, and I think he just like wanted to help, and so I'm really fortunate. I always will send him a message if I haven't heard from him. I'm like, what's a girl got to do to get a lunch with her mentor? And he goes, just ask. And I was like, okay, can we go for lunch? And then I'm really fortunate. I was at Spitz Sunflower Seeds, and the CEO at the time, who was also one of the partners, he this is the reason why I live in the neighborhood that I live in, because I would drop off my expense report at his house, like when it was all paper, because the plant was in Bow Island, and I would drive in this neighborhood, and Miles and his wife, now they're like family to us, just took me under his wing, and since I only worked there for a year. They sold the company.
Yeah.
And it was right in the sale, and they were trying to figure out everyone's position. But the sales team didn't get acquired, and he just kept pouring into me. And he's just been an incredible man in terms of super wise and really disciplined and diligent. And so I learned a lot. So 2 male mentors, which is kind of crazy and odd.
Do you look to them for like business advice or personal advice?
Both. I feel because I respect them both for what they've built, how they've managed families, how they've grown their wealth, and for how they show up in their communities. And I think that's a pretty cool thing because, as you know, the people you surround yourself with, that impacts you. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good mix. I think it's so important to have that right mix of all those things too.
Well, you see so many people, like, you hear the stories where they're like, yeah, sure, they built this bajillion-dollar business, but the cost was so great, they're like, it wasn't worth it. And I remember saying to my husband, it's like, you're trying to build this, and as you know, you figure it out and sacrifice, and you think you figured it out, and then you mess up or something goes. But I said, if the cost is ever that it like affects our family and our marriage, then it's not worth it for me.
And I think that's why we wanted to have these conversations and start this podcast was, like people like you that do so much and have really found success in what you do is like we want to know what your secrets are, right?
Probably yet to be determined, but my bank account would reflect otherwise. But I've done some epic shit.
But the outside looking in, we see the success, and we touched on the mental health piece, but also. Like what are the secrets? And I think that's part of it is having the mix. I hate the word balance because balance to me.
I hate it too, so that's why we got it
right. Our brains are different, right?
Yes.
And to me, it's like having that mix of all those things, like you're saying. It's like, and what is your mix? Like what is your secret to be able to achieve what you're achieving and feeling good about it? Like you use joy a lot, and like how do you continue with your joy and doing what you do, right? And I mean that's what we're trying to tap into is find out what your secrets are.
I would say, like, if I could always leave people with this, because people will see certain areas, and I hate the word balance, like with a passion. I hate the word.
Hate it, man.
It's the dumbest.
It's like you're trying to. It's like balance, and I hate the idea of vacation because I don't want to escape from anything. I love my life, and it's just a part. Me going away is a part of my life. I just
you're going on a trip. Yeah.
I don't like that feeling that 2 weeks out of the year you need to escape from your entire life because it sucks that bad.
Yeah.
So balance and vacation are two things that I don't like the words.
Well, and I'll add to that is busy, and I talked about that being like symptomatic of not managing time. But are you an 80s baby?
She's 80s.
81.
Yeah, I'm 70s.
Oh, okay, so
I know I look 20s, but
I know you look so good, John. so good with the biceps and the tan and the shaved legs. It's great.
I just shaved them too. Before
I
we
did
got
not.
on.
So if you could not zoom in on this day, because
I'm a cyclist,
honestly,
but it's
it was
winter,
like-
so I don't.
I'd already showered and I was like, well, they're getting hairy legs. That's where we're at.
I'm still very newlywed, so I.
Oh, you're still in tip-top shape.
Yeah,
She's shaving.
I still shave for my husband and myself.
I shave.
I was like, girl, I've been married almost 13 years, 14, 15, I don't even know. I was like, well, this is as good as it gets, so.
I try and say that I'm a cyclist, and that's why I shave. But it's winter, and no one's like. I shave just because it feels good and looks good, and
Does it look good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. For
Well, don't
me,
look
it
at my
does.
legs.
I look in the mirror and I look in the mirror, and I'm tan now, and I got some nice legs, and it's shaved,
Really?
and it's super smooth. Yeah, and it feels nice. It feels sexy.
Yeah.
I like to look in the mirror sometimes and go, yeah, not that bad, not bad.
Maybe
Sometimes
I would like my legs more if I shaved more.
Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck, man? Turn up the light, But today I was like, man.
Okay, but bringing it back to me, John, and this whole word balance. No, this has nothing to do with the shaved legs.
Okay.
I don't know how. This was ADHD.
Yeah.
Through the freaking.
I'm fucking way over here when I should be here. Let's see how far we go.
Connie, step in.
Okay, balance.
The one.
Balance.
The one non-neurodivergent.
Connie, balance us out for fuck's fuck's sake.
Okay, you did say something that hit home with me, though. I do want to talk about, and I can't remember if it was you or if someone else told me this, but they hate saying that we're busy.
Yeah.
Like
busy. Yeah, she just said busy.
Yeah, I don't like telling people that I'm busy because it's a symptom of
Not managing your schedule.
right.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh shit! I'm never gonna say it again.
Yeah. So how do you describe your life?
My life is
without? Yes.
Yeah, fucking right.
It is, and like I have intentionally chosen all of that. Now, like there's some things that you just like. Okay, you just got to do it because you got to do it. But thinking about how limited our time is and knowing like, man, if this is all I get, and a lot of that has come from like a lot of work. And as you know, like we're never done the work. And so I've learned to love the process of enjoying how do I become the best version of myself. I don't think I'll ever arrive. I think I'll always be learning. I mean, right now we're figuring out creatine and protein. Like those are things that 10 years ago weren't even in my vocabulary. But this piece for me of like, what am I intentionally choosing? And if this is all the time that I'm gifted, I don't know if tomorrow's guaranteed. And I had that wake up call. Like someone says to you, like, you will not make it to your next, when's your birthday, John?
June 26th.
So someone says to you, like, hey, John, you will not make it till June 26th. Like you just live a bit differently. And that was the lesson that we got with our son Lewiston, where it was like he's not gonna make his first birthday. And you're like, no, but then like I lived and we were so present in that. And no, I'm not perfect. Yes, I still doom scroll, I still waste my time. There's still things I could do better. I'm still, fall off the bandwagon and all the things when I make commitments, but I do a really good job of being like, hey, is this important to me? Does it align with my values? And before I give away flippant yeses and immediate like bits of my time to people. And so that has helped me look at my schedule. And then when people see my Google Calendar, they're like, oh my gosh. And I was like, yeah, but like I want to do all these things. I wanted to be here. I want to be around people that are doing cool things in Calgary, that are sharing good messages that will enable me to share my platform, and that like, you made University District better. I live close to that neighborhood. I will not say what neighborhood I live in, but I live close to that neighborhood, and I'm like, man, you can make a better part of the city better. And I was at the hospital when that was a frickin' field. And do you know what I would have given just to have like a good salad? And we had
We have so many families of patients that come in all the time. And I got to tell you, it feels so good to feed them and to sustain them, knowing
like nourish them.
What people are going through.
And healthcare is so broken because it's like, oh, just have some deep fried chicken fingers and french fries and like a chocolate bar. And I remember we were getting a meal and I was like, I don't want comfort food. I was like, my son, like, I don't want to be the worst version of myself. I was like, yes, I mean, I love a good chocolate chip cookie or a glass of wine, or I do drink. And I'm not an
It's okay. It's okay. You're not. It's. I like when other people drink. I just can't drink.
Yeah, and you know that about yourself.
Because I'm an alcoholic.
But there's this thing about, like, man, imagine if we could nourish people well. And we actually, I'm always, can't believe how crazy this is. In 4 months that we were in the hospital, I only ate at the cafeteria 4 or 5 times. The rest of the meals were hand brought to us by family and friends.
Yeah, that's
and
incredible.
I have pictures of someone, she owns Church Fitness. She spiralized beets.
Wow.
And she made a homemade dressing, and she shaved snap pea. Like, at this salad, to me, I can clearly see it as plain. It was on a flat, like, serving dish, and I can see it. And just, like, I'm like, imagine if we can nourish. And so, like, when I had the opportunity to do this, it was like, my schedule is really full this week, and there's not a lot of room for buffer. And I probably might fall behind a deadline or have to put an extra hour here or there. But I was like, no, I want to be around people. And I've admired what you and John have built and how you continue to serve and show up in the city. And I also need to apologize publicly because she gave me a free meal for Mother's Day, asking that I'd share it on social media, and I never did. I think I shared one story, and to this day, I still have guilt about it. And
I don't even remember that.
No, I remember, because I feel like a sack of shit. And so I was like, part of this will be a part therapy session to admit that I missed the mark.
We just wanted to invite you to have a sauna, and the camera's not even rolling. No, just kidding.
It's rolling. You can see my thighs shaking.
This is Dave. He's our buddy. Yeah. It's a fake camera.
He
It's
just
a prop.
loves standing there. Yeah, here we are.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on the show, and I think we've had a lot of great conversations so far. But we want to segue into our next segment of the show, which is eating.
Oh, do we get
So
to eat?
we get to eat.
It is
Yes.
what's the time? I'm not even hot yet.
I didn't even know we get to eat. But also, did we say that I'm celiac because I can't eat gluten?
Oh.
I think someone might admit. I forgot.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna have
That's
to
okay.
find something between. No, well the.
Chocolate.
Yeah, but
You
not
can do it with
the.
chocolate.
Do it with chocolate, John.
Do you understand the cracker? The cracker, Connie. The cracker.
I know,
is
but
gluten.
okay, so I don't know if you know, but I was misdiagnosed with celiac disease.
She was.
You were? When?
Six years ago.
For 5 years, we had to change all the recipes.
Did you keep them though? Because then there's more GF options. Okay,
We did.
Because,
Yes. We altered
Easy does it.
probably like a
So
good
good.
50%
It's like
of
a
our
warm hug.
recipes.
It's like a warm.
And
Which is
then-
crazy to say that like you can alter them and they still can taste amazing.
Have you had our gluten-free pizza from Connie and John's?
No?
So we have.
very-
Dude, I literally was like, I have never been to Connie and John's because they don't do GF.
No,
Yes,
no, we
we
perfected
have-
the crust. We spent like a year developing that crust.
While I was celiac, yeah. So you have
Nobody's
to
told me
try-
this.
You have to try our
Connie.
pizza. Yeah.
Not the
And you
best PR. Connie.
you can have it in.
I will be your PR. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're celiac, I will let you know. I'm going to eat this live on camera and I'll give you my feedback.
Oh,
So,
yeah, yeah.
Do you have Connie and John's at University District?
Yeah. Yes.
University, and you can order the gluten-free in both pizza styles, which was important to us because typically when you get a
for
gluten-free
sure important to
pizza,
Connie.
it's like this tiny little like 12-inch pie, but our pizzas are 16 inches.
Yeah.
So you can get a New York style traditional
Detroit.
gluten-free pizza or Detroit, the thick crust with the cheesy crispy edge. Yeah.
So,
You guys, your PR team does suck, no offense. but-
well, you know what? We are a PR team, and
Yeah.
So, okay. There's
We got to kick it up.
maybe.
I will kick it up for you. This is a new level unlocked. Okay, amazing. I can't wait. So that's great. But
Yeah, so I was misdiagnosed with celiac disease 6 years ago, and so for that reason, we developed a lot of awesome recipes in all of our restaurants, so you can feel safe eating.
I have eaten, and I always have felt safe.
Yeah.
Like they care, and they're not going to try and kill me. So
But I feel you when you're eating like outside of the comfort of your own home and how hard that is sometimes. And especially like in our line of work and being restaurateurs, and you're like, you should just do better, people. Like it's not hard to make celiac and gluten-free food taste good.
It isn't.
Yeah.
I remember when I was diagnosed, there was maybe a 1 foot section at the grocery store. Now
Oh, it's
there's
huge.
whole aisles.
Yeah.
And my family, my brother, my dad, my mom, they're wheat farmers. I support the industry. My body does not.
Manitoba,
and
next to Saskatchewan. We're like the.
Yeah, and I do say I'm like, my dad helps feed the world in terms of what they do and how they grow, and I'm very proud to be a farmer's daughter. Unfortunately, my genetic makeup is not a fan of it, and so it's amazing how far we've come, and so I can't wait to try pizza. I'm putting
Yeah.
that on my bucket list for
Yes.
this weekend.
Yeah.
I have these little leather strands coming down, and I feel like that's what it feels like to have hair.
I like almost wanna-
You just keep touching me,
Come on,
and I'm like,
John.
wow. So that's what it feels like, hey?
It's kind of annoying sometimes, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know how you have yours down. I'm like off my neck.
Yeah, the difference is I just take off my hat and I'm bald. So it's fantastic. Okay, so time to go
Have a
and
snack.
have some snacks.
But don't kill me because I can't eat gluten. Sorry,
Yeah, no.
we didn't.
No, we're all good.
Celiac, so
We're all
there's
good.
that.
We're all good. I'm gonna fire it up a couple more times here just to make sure we feel like it's the steam.
Yeah, do that. Yeah.
It's like a warm hug.
No,
If
it
you
comes.
just-
It comes and then it spanks you at the back.
Yeah.
And then it's burning every part of me.
Oh, to me, it's like a warm comforter on a cool night, and you're just pulling it up over your head, and you're like, ah.
But at this point, like it's like I might cold plunge again, like not for 5 minutes, but like this is the.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. Because,
Oh,
like,
but when we go out and sit on the cold chairs, you'll feel good.
Yeah.
we're sitting on the cold chairs again. Is this not being done indoors?
No.
Like who gets to be filmed in summer? How did I not get this time slot?
Did we not say let's get comfortable with being uncomfortable?
You did say. that.
Okay, well.
Okay, I want to close with this because this
Okay.
is with the ADHD moment, and
Okay.
I did take my
Yes.
medication and my vitamins, which I highly recommend.
I did not, so.
Okay, I did. So to close the loop, when I sang "What year were you born?" If we were born in 70s, 80s, but remember the teeter-totter?
Yeah, of course.
And remember, like it was like
So,
the
like,
old
playing on
metal,
them.
and then it was like a 2x6 or 2x8, and
Yeah.
you'd go on with your best friend.
Yeah.
I remember you'd be on the playground and you'd have your feet and you're like, don't move.
Yeah.
And she'd be like this. And when I think about balance, I think about being on the teeter-totter when I was a little girl growing up, and that you couldn't move and you had no more room to take anything else on or to adjust. And I don't want to live my life where I can't take anything else on or I can't adjust for what's thrown at me. And so when I think about my schedule's full, it's not for everyone, but this is how I'm wired and I want to make the most of the time I'm given, I think about rhythms and I think about seasons. And so in May, it's Hell in a Handbasket. I'm not the greatest mom. I'm not as present. We're planning our big fundraiser. Like, we don't have a home cooked meal. Most of the year we do. We're pretty good meal prepping, but when you're working 14 to 16-hour days to execute an event or like open up a restaurant, some things bend and shift and you don't have the same things in place. And so I just encourage people, like, rather than looking, oh, I just need work-life balance. It'll just be better when it's balanced. It won't be. And so it's like, no, this is it. And then, you know, just as you find balance, something else is going to come your way. And I want to be willing to ebb and flow and bend and flex and have room for more and to give more. And so I just encourage people to throw out balance and just to embrace the seasons.
Don't go on a teeter-totter. Jump on a fucking roller coaster.
Let's go!
Because the teeter-totter is lame. The roller coaster is fun. It's fucking a lot of ups, a few downs, but enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and he's telling us to wrap, so enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the fucking ride.
Let's go eat!
Great analogy.
Okay.
Look at the setup. Presentation. Oh, did you sizzle it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Don't wreck the locks. Oh my god. You know how expensive that hair is?
That's not your own hair.
It's not my real hair. No. My hairstylist is gonna kill me.
She's like, why are your ends sizzled?
Okay, so I saw this trick and I wanted to try it. So let's try it. You rip open the marshmallow a bit.
Oh, make it like a bun.
Yeah, no, and you stick it to it because it's sticky. And you stick it to it like that.
Okay.
Okay, and it's may just end up starting on fire. Or not. But, and then you can melt it.
I don't trust it's gonna stay.
Yeah, you know what? It might not, but I feel pretty good about it.
Okay. How about I
So,
do that
here.
one and you load up another one? So we're having s'mores.
And then,
love the setup.
yours, you're just gonna have to like put it on another cold marshmallow.
How about I
as
just
the base.
nibble in chocolate?
No, I'm gonna
No,
make
because
yours.
did we read the ingredients on the marshmallows?
Oh.
No, I'm gonna just nibble on chocolate. So
All right.
do you want me to stripe my pants again?
No, yeah, no.
I do not feel
I
like
know.
that, so I'm gonna stick to the.
Okay, well you eat some. Do you want me to warm it up for you? at
This is
least?
great.
I
This
can
is great.
warm it up. You want a banana?
Oh yeah, I will. Chocolate and banana. Heck yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying I could melt the banana, or I can't. I can melt the chocolate. Here, let me melt the chocolate. and put it on the banana. Here, what about a Toblerone? Whoa, look at that. Look at that.
You're
Maybe I
gonna just make a mess in your fireplace, dude.
So the chocolate is from Master Chocolat, which is a local chocolatier.
This is the pink
So
on the
good.
land salt.
Yeah.
Do you want to know a funny story?
Yes.
Our next door neighbor, whenever there's an occasion, he goes to that chocolate shop.
Yeah.
He's an old retired professor, and he comes over and gives my kids gifts, and he always brings that chocolate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's so sweet, and he brings roses when my daughter finishes her school year.
Oh, that's
He's
beautiful.
like the sweetest old man. So this chocolate reminds me of my neighbor Wayne.
I love that.
Yeah,
Happy Queen.
he's a good guy.
So we always like to finish with some type of food. You know, it was going to be s'mores, but you ended up with a banana and some chocolate. You know, can't go
It's
wrong.
all about like feeling. Yeah, it's great. I'm in
you know,
heaven.
I'm going to be eating this s'more, and hopefully my chocolate doesn't fall
Well,
off. But
I think your hack worked, John.
yeah, I told you.
Did it?
Yeah,
Oh, look
totally
at
does.
Yeah.
That's
and-
a nice little.
I think food is like such an amazing connector. Like we had great conversation, but there's still one thing missing, and it's breaking bread and sharing food. I think it's being chefs for sure. That's an important part, but I think it needs to have the food element for us for it to feel complete. Connie, you got some marshmallow strings hanging off your face.
Oh, so that was why? Because the stickiness from marshmallows is next level. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
this one's
Jess,
good. It's melting.
Thank you so much for coming on our show today. And remind us again, and remind everyone where they can find your content?
Yeah, for sure. The best way is to connect with me, LinkedIn or Instagram, Jessica Janzen, or the Jessica Janzen on Instagram, my website, jessicajanzen.ca, or Love for Lewiston if anyone wants to know more about the charity work that we're doing, the impact that we're having, and want to attend some of our events. We do 2 epic events, which you guys will have to come this year. Maybe we should put you in a Speedo and auction you off with a restaurant experience.
I would do that. I just like the whole part about me and the Speedo.
I just came up with one of our live auction items. Okay, do we have your commitment?
Yeah, sure, I'll do it.
He's doing it, and then like a whole thing they can cook with you while you're in your Speedo. Mm-hmm. Just make sure it's not bacon, right?
I'll do it in my kitchen and then we'll sauna.
Because the guests will love the sauna.
Yeah.
Let's get super bloated from the meal and then go sweat it out. Is that the?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. Great. Well, I can't wait.
You detox. Great.
That's great. I love it.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for making our city better. It's nice to connect with you. And you're just a hoot, so I'm here for it.
My hands are so sticky now. Hey, it worked.